I have had so many interviews, you would not believe it. Hey there, welcome back, my friends. It's episode 10 with TPS, Turun Palloseura, Tepsi. Say it how you like. Say it how you like. My goodness, have we had a bunch of interviews. I wonder if I fooled you. It's not because we're leaving the team. It's because we have gone professional, people. We have expanded our staff significantly. But before we get to all that, let's do an end-of-season review. This is going to be a packed episode. I have no idea how long it's going to last. We're not even playing a game, so hopefully you'll stick with us as we go through this. But we're going to look at the end of Season 1 awards, go through all that, look at the best players, yada, yada, yada. And then I'm going to hop forward. I've already moved on in the game. Like, it's like December in the game where I'm at right now. But I'm going to show you, like, the commercial summary for the upcoming season. And then we're going to take a look at the current squad, the staff changes, all the stuff that's happened since we won promotion to the other league that I'm not also going to be able to pronounce. The Vicas Liga. Right? Since we got promoted, there's been a ton of changes. But before we get to all that, let's hop through the end of season awards. So, if you're new to the series, this is a strange place to be coming in. I hope you'll go back and watch. You're only 10 episodes, so whatever that is, it's like, I don't even know how long that is. Maybe 25 minutes on average an episode. 250 minutes, a couple hours of your time. Go catch up. If you're not new, or even if you are, if you could hit the like button at the bottom, leave a comment, let me know. Because again, this is going to be a long episode. I hope you'll stick with me, but I think it'll make sense to kind of walk through all the different changes we've gone through. All right. First Division Most Assists Awards goes to the living legend, Mika Artalo. 20 appearances, 10 assists with a 7.48 average rating. My goodness. That's what won him the award, because Timu Ronku here also had 10 assists, but he only has 7.22. So Artalo was just ripping everybody apart. Most player of the match, Nicholas Blomqvist. Exciting, actually. 5 goals, a 7.26 average rating, with 4 player of the match awards out of 9 appearances and 8 subs. And a lot of those subs, it was like he was kicking like the winning goal. So props to him. Of course, I've won the head coach of the year. Thank you. 48% win ratio. I guess that's good. 27 matches, 543 points, whatever that is. You think you have a good season when almost your entire team is the first division team of the season. Right? When you've got 9 of the starting 11 of the first division team of the season, that's not bad. Artalo wins the player of the year, as you might expect. I mean, maybe you didn't. He already had the most assists, but 13 goals to go with the 10 assists. Like, it's just unbelievable for a 34-year-old ripping the league apart. He dedicated the award to me. Am I on his favorite personnel? Yes. But for a coaching role, the view going into management, should he decide to stay in soccer once he retires? Let's not talk about that. We're going to keep you forever. Best 11. Alrighty, so we added Hilska, Rexepi, Blomqvist, and Matala. Oh, no. Wait, no. Those were our substitutes. So Viscosi, Ramonen, Rexepi, Holma, Jurvainen, Parajo. I guess he must have been good before we got here, because he is quite falling apart. Like, and it wasn't last season. He was 6-1 too, so it must have been somewhere else that he's somehow held on to that role. Lapola, Minkenin, Virtanen, Artalo, and Hilska. So essentially our starting 11, just about. And then Matala, Tenho, Freiberg, Blomqvist, Yakinen, Valakari, and Mikko. So it's been a pretty good year. End of season awards, McKenna with 34%. This is probably the closest I've seen in one of my saves with the fans player of the season. So McKinnon getting the 34%. Artalo, even though he got player of the year, gets no love from the fans. And then Lapola, surprisingly. Ramona with the goal of the season. Let's watch how incredible. It always picks the goals. But I'm open to being surprised. Lovely. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's because it was in the second minute. Okay. I didn't think it was that amazing. Signing of the season, 35.14K. Anto Hilska. He's worth 93,000 good value. 10 goals, 17 appearances, 5 assists, a 7.21. Average rating in league play, he was quite good. And Nicholas Blomqvist, again, we've already looked at him, but it's worth looking at him again. Young player of the season, 23, so he's about to phase out of the young player section. Season review, 54% full. I'm quite happy with that, actually, with the average attendance. So hopefully with us getting promoted, we can get that thing 75, 90%, something like that. That would really help out with the finances. We used the most players because we had injuries, and we used some youth players. And it's interesting to me this tends to happen in my saves. And maybe it's because the AI expects you to have like your starting 11 and just barely rotate in some people. But with so many games, right, especially in like this section here, right, like they're like 3 or 4 days apart for over a month, right? And then you finally hit June. It's like, okay, we got to slow down. There's no way you could have just 11 players, but okay, we had 30. Great. Squad loves me. Fantastic. I'm not going to do the end of season meeting. Confidence review. I am actually untouchable. They're bronzing the statue as it is right now. 89%. So we've gotten promoted. Injury report. We had a youngster. Yeah, he had broke his leg. We had Riku. We knew Riku, broken ankle 4 months out. Parajo out for 3 months with a broken foot. And then it kind of fell off from there. This made me think of something. I can't remember what it was. Nobody knows. All right, let me hop forward now, and I'll show you the commercial summary before we get into all the changes. All right, I just noticed when I did my streaming a couple days ago, I changed it to US dollars because we were doing the US men's national team save. So I had to just change it back to euros. So some of the numbers I gave you, in the first part of this video are not going to be accurate, but you could do the, estimate what it is anyway. So we signed 2 new deals for 800,000 euros, which is I don't understand how you get promoted and you lose 75K on your stadium sponsor deal. I mean, to be fair, it's kind of unbelievable. We got 525,000 euros in the division we were in, so I shouldn't really complain. But I just think it's a bit strange. 221,000 in match day and commercial retail, up from 23. I don't know what happened. So I don't really understand what's happened with the club. So maybe it's because we used to be a premier division, or maybe it's because that 2017 season isn't technically in the books, but like all of a sudden we've gotten this huge rush of income. Corporate and hospitality, 107,000 versus 12,000, right? Like that is unbelievable for a club of our size. So I mean, we look like magicians, right? We got hired here, and it was like, I think it's about here, right? Not negative 90,000. Is that? No, that's not right. I don't even remember where I got hired. We were around like this point here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, negative 90,000, and then like the next month we got sponsorship deals, and then we kind of survived on that income till the end of November, and then huge bump, and it's just been amazing since then. So I haven't changed anything because the Finland part of the database has nothing to do with the Iceland and Faroe Islands stuff that I added. So it just kind of happened. I just think it's amazing. So as you can see, we got our main kit here, 356,000 for a year, and the grounds for 445,000, which isn't exactly the exact same numbers they gave me earlier, but sure-ish, maybe somewhere around there. 450, 445, I guess is rounding, but quite happy with that. As you might note, Miko he's getting his Continental Pro, so he already had his Continental A license, which I'm sure I noticed at some point, but he's quite the upgrade with the assistant management spot. So he's got 12 months of study, paying $6,000 for it, which is now a drop in the bucket for us. Okay, so that's what's happened with the commercial summary. I'm excited to show you now all of the massive changes that have happened with the club. Let's go look. All right, before we hop into this, I just want to say if you're this far into the episode and it doesn't have a game on it, you must care about my content. I just want to say thanks. Streaming was really amazing the other day. We added something. We're up to like 1,066 subscribers, something like that right now. I'm just trying to find it on my phone here. 1,066. It just blows me away. I got all kinds of people doing super chats and stuff like that. Jason Duncan and Rivlud were in the chat. Essentially, a super chat is a way for people to give money through YouTube. It blew me away. It blew me away. So if you're this far into this episode, you care about this content, and that means a lot to me. So if you're seeing this message, I want to know what you think about Manchester City. Do you think Pep Guardiola is really that good of a manager, or is it just because he has money? Because some people have said that they don't think Pep is that good of a manager because he's always had tons of money to spend. Go ahead. You can pause, and then I'll give you my thoughts real quick. You ready? Did you pause it? Okay. So I think that's a bit unfair. Like, could we see Pep at Burnley or West Ham or championship side? Probably not. We won't, right? But he's really good at managing what he's got, and it's not like the rest of the league is spending pennies on the dollar in comparison to him, right? So yes, he's spending a lot of money, but Man United spent like 97% of what he spent this year. So they didn't spend it last year. He spent like 55 million pounds more, which is essentially one player. But either way, like, he's got them playing unbelievably well. So I think it's impressive, just my opinion. Anyway, that was random. Let's take a look, and I'm probably have to do some cuts here because there's so much to look at. But the first thing I want to show you is now we're professional status, national reputation. You can see as we've made the hop back. Super excited about that. Super excited about that. But what I'm glad that I did, and because it doesn't tell you, and that's a bit frustrating. Like, hey, mate, you won, you're going up. We're going professional. Like, that would be really handy to know as like a heads up. I did look at the other teams here, and there are some in here that are, at least they were, semi-professional, right? Like this team, JJK Yavaskala is a semi-pro team. I'm trying to see if there's another one. Obviously, oh no, Leite's gone professional. Maybe that's the only one. TPS. Okay, there's just one team that's semi-pro, but I didn't know if that was going to happen because that changes your contracts. It raises expectations on the pay rates, and they can train more and all that kind of stuff. So we went professional, but before I did that, before we got to that point in like where it just said, "Hey, congrats," I signed a bunch of our youth players to like actual professional contracts. I re-signed pretty much all of our players. We have one significant one that I'm really gutted that we don't have right now. But it allowed us to kind of like keep the wage budget down, at least for the next year or two, depending on the length of the contract. And then there were some people we brought in on the back end that actually are making more as backups. And that's not really fair, but that's business. They signed the contract when we were a semi-professional team. Now we're professional, and thanks. So let me show you me. Look at that, people. 600 a week. We were making like 300 a year ago, and we got a raise, and then we got the promotion, like 15% bump. It was like 400 and something like that. And then when we went professional, they came back to me and said, we want to keep you we want to do a 2-year deal. So I'm on a 2-year deal for 600 a week. We are balling out of control. Like, we're going to be able to upgrade the disco ball in the bed at the house. I'm just saying, it's totally awesome. And they're paying for my Continental C, so that's huge. So not only do we have a trophy under our belt now, not only are we making more money now, but we're getting another license out of the deal in the off season, which is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. So coming down here again, let me show you. We have asked for improved youth facilities, and they I was surprised. They said yes. It costs like 800 grand, because unless I'm remembering incorrectly, and I haven't gone back to look, when they brought me in, they said they didn't want to develop people through the youth. And now maybe it's because we went professional, they're okay with it. And they're like, yeah, we definitely want to have, the best youth players. And I'm like, cool. Because I was trying to figure out what to ask for. They asked if we should increase the budget for coaching salaries. And I said, I think we're good. I'd rather have improved youth facilities, because looking at our current facilities right now, they're basic. Like, it's essentially like an at-home like workout bench you know, and like some free weights, and that's all they've got, right? To kind of work out. And then they just go out on the, you know, the parking lot to practice a kick around, right? So I'm not sure what it's going to go from after basic, but they've already started. I mean, technically, it said it was going to start in January, so maybe this is all the blueprinting stage, right? And then in March, it's actually going to be completed. So that's really not that long. I mean, it's like a 3-month deal once it really got started, right? Maybe 4 months, but either way, middle of the season, March is right at the end of the cup. So, and we'll take a look at those teams here in a second, but that means for the regular season, we'll actually have those better facilities. We're still untouchable. It's come down a little bit, I guess. It's kind of worn off, all the champagne. Yeah, here, sign his contract. We love you. And they're like, oh, what happened? The other thing that's massive is they have greatly increased the staff numbers, and that's not really going to tell you the whole story. So let me go back, and I'll show you. So we went from, I think it was five staff slots, 3, really 4 with a GM, but I don't have a GM, so 3 here and 3 here, and now we're up to 7, 5, and 5. And then I'll show you. I'll go back and we'll look at these people. And the coaching staff, it was like 3 slots, and then maybe 1 slot for physio, and now, for physio, and they've added a sports scientist to the deal. And over here, they added 2 more slots for us. They added 2 more, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 3 more scout/data analyst slots, 2 more medical staff slots. I mean, I've been signing people like crazy. So that's what I meant by all the interviews. It's like we have just been interviewing like crazy. So you've got me, you've seen me. Here's Miko, obviously assistant manager, assistant coach, whatever. 350 looks quite good, and he's quite useful when it comes to coaching as well, at least for what we're used to. So he's good. Let's see, Jesse Hart 2, sure. We've extended his contract. He was our. Okay, so a lot of this has changed, and I could not keep up. And there's some people where I'm like, I can't remember doing that, but apparently I did. So he was our under-20s head coach, and I thought, you know what? He deserves it, right? Like if he's not a bad coach, right? He's a really good head coach, but he applied to the job when I had it posted, and I thought, let's be that club that promotes from within. So we're going to bring him up from the U20s, bring him on to the senior team as a coach, and get him some experience there. So I'm quite pleased with that, really, and I think it's a good part of the story is to say, like, it wasn't like, let's just bring in somebody from the outside. Like, we're promoting from within a guy that was working with our youth. And in theory, if he's here for a couple of years, those youth players that we're developing right now, or that maybe he signed last year or was coaching last year, they work their way up to the second team and then the first team. And then, you know, he's got that relationship with him. So hopefully that's a good thing. Juso Hochtapelto, who was an under-20s coach. So we've promoted him. This is the one I don't remember doing, but I guess I saw his attacking and defending was like, it's pretty good, really. Tactical, not so much. Technical, not so much. But I'll take the attacking and defending, and we'll give him some experience and raise those numbers up. So, and he stayed on for 95 weeks because I got him before we transitioned, and he's studying for National A. Who else do we have here? Tony Koskela, who I believe, yes, he's a new one. He's from Klubi 04. He was the head coach, which is some semi-pro outfit. And he looks quite good. I mean, if he was a head coach, right, these were his stats before, but he's got pretty good attacking, tactical. He kind of offsets some of the other gaps in our knowledge, and just all around only has the fitness red and the goalkeeping. So, like, compared to what we've had, I'll 100% take that. He's here for 2 years on $200 a week. Quite pleased with Tony. We got our new goalkeeping coach. Yes. Where did he go? Did I click that? Yeah. He was a player, and then he's not been doing anything, but we'll take him. And it was just I put the job up, and he applied. He had 10, 9, and 8, and he looked quite good. He was the best option we had. So Emili Raponen, welcome to the staff. Tommy Pikarainen, who has been our head of youth development, has been linked with several head coaching jobs, but he's turned them all down. Working with youngsters 14, 7, and 6. I'd like this to be higher, but he's been here, and I felt like I owed it to him because he turned down so many different jobs, and he's been here since 2011. So he's actually the head of youth development at TPS, at least as far as I know of. So quite pleased to be keeping him on. We've added some scout. We added a data analyst. This is the problem. I meant to hire Miko here as the chief data analyst because I had so many job postings up, and I hired him just as the data analyst. Whoops. So we're not going to hire a chief data analyst right now, and we're just going to, because he was the best of the bunch by far. So maybe we'll go a year and then promote him to chief. I don't know. Kenneth Funk is on an expired contract. Yay. As is, I think, our entire scouting staff, maybe? Yes. That's probably a risk, isn't it? Probably a risk, but we're saving on wages a bit, I suppose, with that. We brought in a sports scientist with 13. There was a slot. We have the money. We said sure. And then Jukka-Pekka Kronholm, what a name, was slightly better. So he got the head of sports science role. Hopefully that'll help out with injuries. I don't know. Yarko Silpana. No, Silenpa. You gotta say pa. Was our under-20s physio and in real life. So he's been there a while. He applied. It made sense. Let's promote from within. Because what we did is we had our head physio at the time was like a 7 on physiotherapy, which is just crazy talk. And so we cut him loose and promoted Chemo here. So Chemo became the head physio. We moved our U20 physio to a regular physio. Again, we're promoted from within. It's a big family here. It's a big family, right? So we don't have a head coach right now for the under-20s. That's a problem. We do have it posted. So we brought in Nick. Was he here last season? Maybe he was here last season. Yes. Yeah, so he's still here. Nicholas Gronholm. I'm like, he's not very good at, he's better at being an assistant than he is a head coach. So I'm not too crazy about making him the head coach. We brought in a new fitness coach because we didn't have one, and now I figure U20s, we want to work on their fitness, maximize that as much as we can. And we had a slot, so we're bringing him in. And then Patrick Bantamoy, Sierra Leonean. Maybe we got the connection there, right? We can take some players from West Africa. Goalkeeping coach, 14, 11, 13, 13, 14, 6. Quite good. He was a player. He's never coached before. And he's quite good. We'll take him as the U20 goalkeeping coach. I just want to make sure I have the head coach posted, right? Yes, I have it posted. We've not had any applicants. That's probably not a good thing. Looking at the second team, is this new? Yes. Panu Turpainen is our new, because we promoted the other one, I believe. I believe that's what happened. Yes. So, was the best of the available options. So we've got, I'm trying to actually build up the second team. Like, I'm putting our backup players there and some of the really good U20s up there. And I'm hoping, like, I'm a little nervous from a training standpoint because there's not as much focus. So I'm curious as how that works. Maybe I should put some of the duds from the youth team. I don't know. Let me know in the comments because I don't know what I'm doing. Right? New reserves assistant coach, Tommy Kapanen. Yes, Kapanen. And again, 998 look quite good and all-around good stats to coach up the boys. And then Jukka Karjalainen is a new, just regular coach. Yes, looks quite good. Could have maybe been the head coach, to be honest with you. But we'll take it. We'll take it. So that's all the major changes from a staff standpoint. Let's go now and look at the team. And again, I told you this is gonna be a long episode, so I appreciate you sticking with me. The big sad thing is Lapola has left us. Lapola has left us because we had a promise that was open with Jacko Lapola about more first team football. But I had like 200 days left on it, but his contract was ending and he wouldn't sign a new contract. And I've tried to bring him back, and he's said he's not interested, which makes no sense because no one's picked him up. He was 7.29 average rating for us with 5 assists last season, so he has left us. But my friends, we've kind of slimmed out the squad just because I put some people in the backups in the second team, and we've got some signings to talk about. My big area of need, and we're now allowed to scout Europe, which is massive. So I've got scouts going out right now. Their short-term focus has been and will continue to be a goalkeeper. We have one coming in that I'll show you in a second, but he's okay. Not thrilled, but we brought back Sammy Ramonen. It was one of those things. I was struggling really to find really good players coming into the league we're getting promoted into. I think at the end of this season it'll be a different story potentially, because now we can scout Europe, but we've only been able to scout like our local area and like I think maybe all of Finland leading up to this. And so we don't have the breadth of knowledge to say, oh, let's go get him from League 2 over there and let's go over here. Like we don't know who those players are. And so that led to, okay, like we're running into crunch time here where we need to sign some people. So Ramonen's back, Rexhepi's back, Holma's back, Kinyuan is back, and he only wanted to sign a non-contract deal. And it looks quite good. Let me know if you think I should go back and offer him a professional contract. He's okay with being a backup, which is concerning considering he's our best option by far. But he's susceptible to injuries. He doesn't feel comfortable playing in big matches. He's not exactly the best, but he's the best of what we have. We do have someone coming in. I'll show you in a second. Jacob was already on contract. McKinnon, you saw that maybe last episode or 2 episodes ago. Signed that deal. He's 4.5 star. Looks quite good. Quite thrilled to have him. Valakari's back. Vertanen's back. Mika Aratalo, you've already seen this. If I've been rambling here for a couple minutes, you've noticed he's back. Physicals are starting to fall off, but he's here for a 1-year deal. 1-year deal. I thought he was worth a 1-year deal, and then we'll kind of assess to see where his physicals are going. But he was player of the year, so I'd be crazy not to bring him back. And Hilska. So Seppa is here again, backup. He actually signed a contract. He's okay. He's 23, younger. I thought with the potential, you know, now that we're professional, maybe he can train up and become that first teamer for us. Maybe, but I wanted to get him a professional contract so he'll actually train. Freiburg, Tenho, Patola is back, and that's primarily because Lapola left. And he can play rather similarly. We just need to work on some of these stats, but like he's got the first touch, the passing, and the technique. He's got the decisions. He's got the main things that you look for in green, right, in that role. And he did all right for us last season. 5 appearances, 7.4. So maybe he could be the replacement. We're bringing back Blomqvist, of course. He signed a 220 per week contract. And I'm not going to go through all the values on the contracts, but we brought him back. Luanto is on a hot prospect 95 a week. All of these players pretty much are on full-time contracts. And I brought back Matala, Javainen. Javainen is a youngster, but looks like he could be quite good. He could be the next Artalo. He's 18. He's already in the first team because he looks quite good. And I'm hoping, again, he can train. And then Lepa is going to be on the right. He's training the attacking midfielder on the winger because he's right-footed only, so he can't do the inside forward. But he's already got 12 crossing. He needs to work on the pace and the acceleration. I'd like a little bit faster, again, but he's 18. So we're good there. Let's look at the TPS 2 here. Those are the backups. Otto is back, signed a contract, 95 a week. He's okay. He can play 2 positions, useful. Tom Seri, Montola, who was going to leave, but looks all right. He's on a non-contract deal, so we can cut him loose if we want to, but I was trying to, again, build up the second team. Makinen is here. It's weird. They're recommending I promote him back to the senior team, and now it says he's surplus to requirements. So, like, nobody knows. Nobody knows. So that's why he's going to sit here. Pakanen, who'd come in as that kind of like, oh, no, in case of emergency, break glass. We put him in here. He's on a free deal, so that's fine. We've dropped Riku down to here, and Luanto is just available. And I want to say that's it from that standpoint, from the active members of the squad. But let's look at the transfers. First off, you got Saku Pesonen. He's going to be our goalkeeper. I mean, 425 a week is a big ask, right? But he's got potentially a good rating. Now, it could end up being 3 stars. Like, knowing our scouts, it's probably 3 stars or 3.5. But we needed a better option. And when you compare Saku here to Viscosi, his shot stopping is significantly better. His physicals are the same. He's significantly slower. That's the only downside. Ariel, almost the same. Everything else, he's better, and I thought, if he ends up being 4 stars, he's going to be worth it. Now, he's older, and again, he's more of a stopgap. Like, he's not going to be the long-term next 5 years guy, but that's why we've got our scouts going out into Europe to try and find us anybody that could play goalkeeper. Like, really struggling to find a goalkeeper. Joachim Buckerman is I think we got him on a rotational deal. Left back, because he can use his left foot. And because he would sign an actual contract, unlike Kinyuan, who wanted to be on the non-contract deal. And again, he's about the same. The only thing I've got a problem is he doesn't enjoy playing in big matches, but neither does Kinyuan. And at least his is red, and Bockerman's is orange. So, again, I was just struggling to find anybody that could play left back, and I like that he uses his left foot. So, again, we typically, this past season, we're playing a 4-2-3-1 with the left back on defend fullback, and that's definitely going to be more of his thing than support because he can't cross at all. Passing's quite good, so again, I think we're going to be playing a bit more defensively, probably a 4-1-2-3 wide this year, just to kind of till we get a feel for the level that we're at. But pretty happy with him. Let's look here. Why does it say 0? He's not coming on a free. I can't look at his contract. I think I'm paying him. I definitely know I'm paying Riku Salander, who is kind of the Lapola replacement from the outside. So he's rated slightly above him. Okay. To be fair, it gives Patola, all the names start sounding the same, don't they? A chance to continue to develop. He's 25. He can play a deep lying playmaker. Not exceedingly well. It's not like he knows it super duper well. But there's some other options that we could use him, and maybe we put him in a ball-moving midfielder. You know, maybe he backs up Jacob. He can also play the defensive midfielder. So I thought he was an all-around value. And we got him on a backup contract. And then we've got another coach coming in. I don't remember for where. I think he's the U20s, but it could be wrong. And then Bujar Bogojuvecki is Kosovoan. He's going to come in, I believe, as the U20 head coach. He's the head coach we don't have. I think it's the U20. I've already showed you this. It's probably the U20 because we have one for this one. Yes. Yeah, so that's the new U20 head coach. And that's our transfer history. Right? So that's kind of what's going on with the club. Dynamics, average. How has this dropped? How has it dropped? I don't understand this. Interesting. Maybe it's because Lapola left. But 4 players support me. I need to get these people supporting me. McKinnon, you should love me. I made you the captain, sir. Thank you very much. But it's early days. Let's look at our Suaman Cup Group A, shall we? Because we got lots of friendlies to get through. I've got a lot to work to do. So AC Kajani is a semi-pro team in the 2nd Division Group B. So they're, I think, 2 divisions below us. Hanka Espoo, we know well from last season. Helsinki, we know from last season. KTP is... I don't know what they're in the league we just left. The Onen, that's how you say it. It's official. And then VPS, who are in the Vik Kas Liga with us. That's probably not how you say it, is it? No. So let's see, what is that? 3 teams from the division below us, 1 team in the division with us, and then 1 subpar team. So again, the board wants us to attempt to be competitive again. Okay, I think we can be competitive with Helsinki, Espoo, KTP, hopefully draw some games against VPS and beat AC Kajani. And I'm not saying we're going to sweep the group like we did last season, but I think there's a good shout that we can at least come second. So I'm quite excited about that. And then I think they just want us to avoid automatic relegation. So those are the expectations. I've shown you the finances. Let's take another look at it. 954,000. It dropped from what I showed you early in the episode because the training facilities for the youth, the investment there. So looking quite good. We're not making any money this month, but that's fine. That's fine. So it's Christmas Day. in 2019, and I just need someone to bring me a scout report of a really good goalkeeper. So again, I know this, I've said this like 4 times. I know this has been a longer episode. Let me know what you think about the changes with the squad, with the staff, promoting from within, stuff like that. I think if and when we move on from TPS, I want to bring Miko with us. Let me know what you think about that idea. By now, there should be stuff popping up all around here for you to go investigate and take a look at. I want to give a shout out to my patrons. You guys are awesome. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks to you all that watch ads. It's been a great year. We're getting close to the end of 2018. 17. We'll move on to 18 soon. But we'll see you in the next episode. Should be coming out. What I'm going to do in the next episode is I'm going to get through all the friendlies, and then we'll play maybe a doubleheader of the cup games. It depends on if we've had a bunch of different changes with people coming in. Maybe we find a goalkeeper, and I'm super excited. We spend time talking about that. But otherwise, we'll go for a doubleheader, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for being here.